Oh, Andrew. Oh, damn it. It showed up on the stream, you dick. It's gonna be in the stream archive now, Andrew. Okay. You can. She can't hear you through your messages. If there happens to be anyone here, Andrew is my friend, one of my IRL friends. And he thinks he's funny. Okay. Where did I leave off? Let me check something. What's it like being one of 5 Flask developers in the world? A lot more than that, buddy. All right. Okay, back to doing actual things. Last time around... what did I do last time? I finished unit testing one of the routes. Run by test. I think I have to set a couple environment variables. Yeah. Yeah. Flask app equals app.create app. Okay. There we go. Still never figured out why it pauses at the start. I'll solve that someday. And if I remember correctly, there is a missed case, couple missed conditions. Index. So paste, edit. So we're only partially covering this if statement and this if statement. So we need to cover the case where someone tried to edit a paste that's not in their session. Tests. Test. Okay. Test should. Test should what? Should redirect with flash message. Shitty function name, but that's fine. Response equals client.post. You with an edit equaling foobar. Does Flask have proper dependency injection and mocking, or is it just kind of DIY? So Flask handles dependencies in a very odd way. There are Python web frameworks that use dependency injection, but what Python does is uses pseudo superglobals that are unique per request context. And I can give you an example of that from flask import request, which it contains the current request data, but it's a proxy to the request data of the current request context. So it's like a global, but it's not. It's a lot of magic, and it's hard to understand from the outside. You can access it from anywhere as long as you're in the scope of a request context. So if you just write like a CLI script and try to access it, you'll get an exception thrown that you're working outside of a request context. So you have to either be in a function invoked, like a function that's a route handler, or a function called by a function that's a route handler, for example. That's the easiest way I can explain it, I think. So I can assert that the status code is going to be 302 because it's going to redirect. Oh, actually, maybe I'll do a follow redirect. I did that up here, right? It might actually I can't remember what the default behavior is. It might redirect on its own. Assert. I did a body check earlier. How do I do this? Expect something in response. Yeah, I want to do this, but with a specific message. It's gonna flash this message into the body. You don't have permission to edit this paste bar in response data. Okay. Assuming it's following the redirect. Oop, assume it's following the redirect correctly. This test should pass. So there's a long pause when my tests, right before my tests actually run. Looks like it failed. It didn't follow redirect. Anyways, there's a long pause before the tests actually run. And in another project of mine, there is no long pause, and I meant to offline figure that out. Forgot to, so we're going to deal with it. Does it use something like Istanbul for test coverage? There is a plugin for PyTest, which is the standard testing framework, to generate test coverage data, and then you can use any random Python module out there that can interpret that data. And I'm using one that's literally just called coverage, and it can generate HTML, PDF, whatever format reports, and I'm using the HTML format report right here. So if I want to get the coverage, pipenv run coverage, I think it is. And there's different options. I forget how to do it. I did it last stream. HTML. So this will update the coverage report. I just realized it's giving me a message about using the wrong Python version. That's fine. Oh, notifications. Turn those off. How did I do this last time? Commands HTML. It didn't want to do. It did nothing. It silently did nothing. How did I do this last time? This sure didn't update. Whatever, we'll sort that when the test runs. I got a 200. No, I got a 302, which means it didn't follow redirects. It's like It's like follow redirects equals true or something like that. I'm making it up as I go. Read your Insta as Carson Wevens. And that is now your new name. Great. Great. I expect nothing less from you. Oh. I'm mocking the case wrong. I need the ID to exist in the database, so I need to mock. Oh yeah, by the way, there is proper mocking, and what it does is it monkey patches the module imports. So def mock func return. I'm gonna return a dictionary. I need to return a mocked, yeah, something like this. Get paste. Yeah, I'm gonna mock the get paste function to return a valid item. But just like jest mock. Oh, I didn't know jest mock monkey patches. I don't know. It's been a while. Why are you complaining? Unnamed, undefined name. Yeah, that's a lie. Oh, it's not a lie. You gotta inject that into the test. Monkey patch. So now the get paste function on the paste repository will return a valid one, preventing this 404 from happening. Melissa! How's it going? Failed. Okay, so it's complaining. What? Is it because it's a byte string? You don't need to escape? No. What is it? Yo, I am confused. Today I went back and looked at some .NET IOC and mocking code, and I'm just glad I don't do .NET anymore. I have no idea what IOC is. Too many initializations and what's the other one? Inversion of control. It's not working. It's not helping, bud. I don't know what that means. Is that a .NET thing? Is that reflection? Oh, it's dependency injection. What an overcomplicated name. Okay, it's complaining because I don't have this here, but this is an escape sequence. So maybe I'll do a triple string, which is a thing in Python that lets you not have to escape things. I think that'll work. You create an instance of everything on startup, and you basically say if a class asks for a certain interface provide. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, it still didn't like it. I swear to God. Cert, you don't have access to this. Okay, I guess it's literally not showing. It should. It's definitely not in here, though, I can tell you that. Let me, new tab. Quick paste. Let me run the app. Local, let's create something. Save. And then delete Copy that ID. Because I want to edit, but I want to edit in a session that's not the current session. New private window. Edit. Okay, this should be there. In the body. Swear to God. Reload. Oh God. Let's go back. Oops. It's there. It disappears on its own and even deletes itself from the DOM, so... Alright, let's do this quick. Be quick, be quick. It's totally there. Maybe it's not doing... What is in the code then? What is in the page? Is this the whole page? This is the whole page. This is... car set, blah, blah, blah. No, this is truncating things, so it's hard to tell if it's... I think it's truncating things. Yeah, like stuff like that. Well, maybe it's time to start printing things. Why did it work before? That would explain why it didn't work here. Go back to that. So it's saying this is not in there, and it's totally not in there. Even though the same thing worked in body, or in response. This is the content of the valid paste was foobar. Is it showing me? Is it letting me in? Is foobar in here? No, it's not in the body anywhere. What am I missing? Because as far as I know, where's my templates? Templates, macros, not macros, partials, alert. Yeah, so it happens on render time. Let's print it. Let's print the stuff. Not body data. Time to see the whole body. Oh God. It's Yo, it's totally... Oh! Ha! It HTML escaped, or HTML entityed, if that's a verb, the quote. Are you serious right now? Oh boy. That's that's super weird. It would do that on its own. We pass now. Print debugging to the rescue. Okay. So I want to move this up to the other test where we tested edit. Using all your wubby emotes. So I tested redirecting when it's not in the session. Isn't that the same case as this? That's the same case as this. I'm deleting this test. Commenting. Not all of them, but I can if you want. No thanks. You don't have to use all of them, especially out of context. Let's comment that test and forget how to do the coverage stuff. Every single time, I swear. Dash cov. There's no cov. Every single time I do this, it's like I'm doing it for the first time. Pi test cov. Just a plug into PyTest, so it happens automatically. Oh, so you have to invoke that. Okay, I need to make a alias to this command really badly. Do I have to do that? I don't remember having to do that. I'm gonna not specify a name. I'm pretty sure you can. Okay, so it generated me a coverage report. And what that does is it updates this .coverage file, which is a giant ass file you don't touch yourself. You use another tool to read that data. I just forget how to do that. Coverage run, coverage report, coverage HTML. It should just be coverage HTML. Before that didn't work. I think I have to do the whole coverage-m PyTest. Oh wait, coverage run -m PyTest. Normally these commands aren't this long. My setup's super weird. I think doing this. I think doing this. Yes! So the coverage updated, I now have this case covered. So I need to make it. You're gonna cringe, Andrew, but I'm gonna make a makefile. All. It's just gonna be pipenv run, flask run, test, pipenv. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do this. And then courage. This one. Not this one, this one. So can I make some? So make should run it. Cool. Make test. Whoa, that's faster actually. What? Make coverage. This still hangs. That's fine. Awesome. Now, don't have to type those damn commands. All right, next untested case. If ID in the post, so when you are actually editing something, okay. So we're gonna essentially copy this whole test. Except should update paste existing paste. We're gonna return a valid. We're gonna return a valid paste record. The content foobar. I don't want the ID and the content to be the same, so just for to reduce confusion, let's do the same here. Bruh. And this time there's going to be a body parameters. Have these passed body parameters again in tests? Where do I do a post? Oh, post right here. Data equals, there we go. We're gonna update the text to dude. Oh, whoops. Oh, I see. Whoops. Data. Oh god, I selected something by accident. Response equals line.post. What was that again? Edit equals foobar. And it's data equals. I'm gonna do that so that I can refer to the test data. I need to mock the session because this ID needs to be in the current session for you to be allowed to edit it. So somewhere else I already did that. Should be a with statement somewhere. With client, yeah, here we go. With client session transaction. Client session transaction SS.created.IDs equals. So a foobar needs to exist in the array of created IDs of the current session. And the updated text, dude. You know, I don't even need to set this to a variable. The updated text of dude should be in the response data. We're gonna need to follow redirects probably, but let me test without. Oh, fail. 302, because we're not following redirects. Equals true. What the heck? How dare you? Alright. Oh, there's not supposed to be a period there, is there? Yeah, there's not supposed to be a period there. Still fail. Yeah, it's definitely not in that body. What's in the body? A lot of junk, that's for sure. Where's the pre? Oh god. This is not, I'm way too far up in my history here. Where's the... Where's my CRF token? Oh, if we have a CRF token, we were redirected to edit. Oh, right. I'm doing this scenario completely wrong. This shouldn't be on that. There should be an ID. There should be an ID in the form. That's called foobar. In order to tell it that it's updating something. The post. This is the get. This is the post. Follow redirects true. Do I still need it to follow redirects? I think so. Yeah. Still gonna follow redirects. ID foobar text dude. And even though the mocked database data says bruh, should become dude. And now that I'm thinking, I just realized Bruce or services stop MongoDB community. I don't want MongoDB running right now because it might actually try to hit it, and I want to make sure I'm mocking everything. And I think it's gonna fail because I think it's gonna try to touch real MongoDB. Yep, it's doing it right now. This isn't the error I would expect, though. Always getting touched. What? Oh, poor MongoDB. Yeah. I missed that message, and without context, it was super confusing. This is such a weird... This is just a generic... Okay. I need to mock right here, not there. I need to mock the upsert function. And so I need to mock not only this guy, mock get func, and I need a mock upsert. Don't ask why I'm calling it func every time, because I don't know why. It's gonna accept, I kind of forget what it accepts. Upsert accepts a dictionary, okay. So it's gonna accept something and return the updated document. So it's gonna get updated to... Dude. And I'm gonna need to set the monkey patch. called upsert, right? Upsert paste. Upsert. Oof. What is happening here? I feel like something is happening that I'm not expecting. I think it's my test. I don't think it's built-in function or method is not JSON serializable. What? What? Okay. When you do a post, let's get it up here. I don't need to mock this guy, I've just realized. Because we're in this block of code. Is that correct? So if form validate on submit, post. So we're in post. We try to get the ID from the form. Oh, we do a get paste. Whoops. Do a get paste to check that it actually exists, to check the one that we're trying to update exists, to get the doc. And we set the doc's text either way, whether we're updating because there's an ID, I'm returning a function somewhere where I shouldn't. Instead of returning a value, I'm returning a function. Paste. Where is paste? Upsert. Takes in a dictionary. Oh, returns an ID. Whoops. I'm not returning an ID, am I? I'm returning a dictionary. Upsert should return foobar. I don't know if that's the cause of my problem. Might be. Nope. But I'm not getting the 500. So it's still failing on the content. There's the paste, highlight. That's the script tag. So we are on the paste view page. You know what it is? Oh, my ambient music just stopped. What happened there? It's still going. Okay. Music is pretty chill. Yeah, it's one of those YouTube playlists I picked I literally searched royalty-free ambient music, and I have no idea if any of this is actually royalty-free. I'm just going by them saying they are. Because if I play copyrighted music in the background, it'll get muted in the stream archive. And that's not a new thing that it would mute the stream in the archive. It's just a new thing that streamers get actually fucked by it. Am I not actually centered? I'm good. So my problem is that my mock get I'm not really okay, so here's the problem. It does a get, and then it does an upsert, and then it redirects to the page where you view it. Hey, Kara. So here's my predicament. I'm mocking both the get and the upsert of a paste. Code does a get to make sure the paste exists. This is the edit post, by the way. So I make sure the paste exists, and if it does, I update the text of that doc. Otherwise, I'm creating a brand new doc. But anyways, we're in this case. I do an upsert, which redirects you to the page where you view the paste. The problem is I've mocked the this is David. Hey, David. I've mocked the get already to return the original value, but I need the mock to return the updated value. So it's almost like I need the mock to return different values at different times, and I don't know if Monkey Patch can do that. I'd have to read. Let's read. Hi, test Monkey Patch. Can I have it return something based on how many times it's called, is what I'm wondering. Returned objects. What am I working on? I'm working on unit testing Python web app I built. It's called QuickPaste. It's at quickpaste.net. It is yet another snippet sharing website. You know, I wrote Dubar by accident there, but whatever. You get a URL, you can click this to copy. It's fancy. If you created it, you can edit and delete it as long as you don't lose the current session. As soon as the current session is gone, you lose control over the paste. It is deleted after 7 days. Oh, they're always deleted after 7 days. So I'm currently in a situation where I need to mock a function and that's called twice, except I need the data return to be different. Not the same. So I don't know how to do that with Monkey Patch, which is a function, which is how you mock stuff. Monkey patching environment. Let me see. PyTest. Whoa, PyTest. Monkey patch. Oh my god, my cursor. No! There we go. Different. Return values. I don't know if there a way to tell it to return. Here we go. It's possible to return different values each time one patch method is called. With a call attribute, which does whatever you want. However, nothing keeps you from using unit test.mock. with PyTest. What is unit test.mock? I've never used unit test before.
The same is true for people who think all the time. That means when I use the word
I could.
talking to yourself, subvocal conversation, the constant
Here's what I could do.
of symbols and images and talk and words inside your skull.
I can make a really shitty gross mock.
That you've nothing to think about except thinking.
I can make a really shitty gross mock.
Hear what others have to say. To find out what life is about. And the
I don't know if I like this.
you become into immediate contact
I don't want to do this. I don't want to do what I'm about to do. They're talking about making a function with a magic call attribute, which you could add magic to. And I'm basically doing the same thing. Thinking of doing the same thing, just without the class. I forgot to ask, is my voice compared to music, is everything at a good level? I totally didn't ask that at the start. Yeah, cool, sweet. Do I want to make a gross mock that causes external mutations? Do I want to do it? Do I succumb, or do I keep digging? Do I want to learn unit test mock? Kara is the voice of reason. PyTest mock plugin. See, technically this is a bad Stack Overflow answer and goes against the guidelines. They're not supposed to just link to things. They're supposed to show examples in their answers in case of link rot. And usually someone would comment, you should show an example, and usually I think they're being silly, but right now I don't. So let's look up unittest.mock. Oh, I should probably... Oh, no. Testing in Python. Let's do replace parts of your system, blah, blah, blah. I want it to return different values. I should really keep checking for this one, though. Multiple return values. Oh, God. You failed me. Alright, got different results now. Maybe they're all the same thing, who knows? You can use an iterable to side effect and mock return the next value in the sequence each time it's called. This is how unittest.mock works. Oh. This looks exactly like what I want and is dead simple. And I think unit test is built in. It's a built-in module? Yeah. That looks dead simple. The first case, I want the dictionary, the old dictionary with the old value, and the second one, I want the new dictionary with the updated value. That's really cool. I'll put that up here. Get rid of this potentially garbage, and we'll get rid of this. So we're mixing monkey patch with unit test mock here. So I'm gonna say mock equals mock. Get func dot side underscore effect, yeah. Equals. Oh no, I deleted it. I gotta go back. Time travel. Need that. And the second item. Second item will be just the ID, which is foobar. Sorry. What do I mean, just the ID, which is foobar? No. Second time will be another dictionary with the content. Dude. And you are now the mock function. This tabbing is what happened. What happened? Oh, you poor tabbing. There we go. We're good. Wow, I have to say that's pretty cool. Usually I use Ubuntu Pastebin, but that's pretty old. Oh, the Ubuntu Pastebin. I've seen that one. Is that the same as Debian? Pastebin. I think I've seen people use this. Yeah, paste.ubuntu. Oh boy. Yeah, this reminds me of the Debian. I bet you they're the exact same thing. They're a little bit different. But thanks. Glad you like it. What happened here? There we go. That yours auto text language. It tries to, and it does an okay job at it. If there's not enough content to get a good guess, it gives up. It used to pick really bad languages if the paste was too short, and it would just sometimes it just felt like it was making something up. But I changed it. In Ubuntu Pastebin, I have to search years for a language. Yeah. So mine used to be poor at detecting. Well, never mind. I never changed how good or bad it was at detecting, but it used to result in really bad picks, auto detections if you had short pastes. So I ended up changing it to have a minimum threshold on how confident it was in the language it guessed. And if it doesn't meet that threshold, it just goes to plain text. Tried some Python text and it was fine. Cool. Awesome. Okay, so this should work. When getPaste is called the first time around, the old value will be returned. The second time around, the new value will be returned, because we're mocking the case where we're updating the text. So let's do it. Sweet! I'm counting the number of U's in dude because that seems like something you could mess up. I copy pasted on purpose. Technically, I should be storing these in variables for that reason, but do as I say, not as I do, right? But anyways, we got there. Let's do a make coverage. Let's check the coverage report. Okay, good. You seems like you were asking for trouble. Absolutely was asking for trouble. Didn't I this is the case I just covered, and it's not up. Oops, I just caps locked. It's not saying I covered it. Oh, make. It's in my make file again. I just made this make file. The test does a test updating the coverage. I feel like I have redundant info in these commands, but Maybe I don't need the cov here, but I need it here. That run the fancy HTML coverage report generation though? That's what this one should do. So PyTest. So coverage will invoke PyTest. I think, and this tells it to generate the coverage report. And I swear before it worked like this though. And I did make test and then make coverage. Swear. %97 coverage of that file. I just feel like it's a cache thing, maybe? Not a cache thing. Am I doing something that I didn't do prior? Because the previous thing I covered was the... I just tested this condition, and I swear I did the exact same thing once I got the coverage. We're mocking when the ID exists, and I passing ID, text, and extension. Should I resort to print debugging? I think I should. I think PyTest suppresses printing, I just realized. Or does it? What is happening? That leads me to think doing a post. It's so weird because the test passes. And in order for the test to pass, it's even got to be getting to this point, but maybe not this point. ID foobar text, dude. Extension, nothing. Follow redirects true. And in the end, dude, is in the response data because our mock update was successful. And yet, we don't have coverage for this case. That's weird. I sort of feel like I should just delete. It's probably going to generate the exact same report. Let's delete the .coverage file. It's probably an actual problem. What is that white screen where your code is? White screen. Which screen? This screen? Bastard Lord? Is this the screen you're talking about? This is the code coverage report. This tells me which lines my tests are hitting and which ones it's not. So for example, these lines aren't getting tested. And I'm trying to figure out why, because my current test should have done these, should have gone into this if it didn't seem to. So make test. Make coverage. No problem. And then let's check the coverage again. Generates. Oh, it's totally not generating a coverage. It's totally not. There should be a directory called HTML something. Okay, so I've done something wrong. Coverage run. Let's go back to the documentation for coverage. I get this wrong every time. If you usually use that, then you can do this. Do I need to specify? One of my commands had HTML in the command. Bash history time. Use coverage HTML. It says in step 4. Step 4. Oh God. I wonder if I can do it all in one. Thanks for pointing that out. I wonder if I can do that all in one. So maybe I should because what's the point of having coverage invoke PyTest if you can't have it all in one go? So use coverage run to run your test suite and gather data. Okay. So that's just to gather the data, but not generate. So my commands are just wrong. I'm actually gonna do that as my test command and do, is it just HTML? Yeah, it's just HTML, just that. Oops. As my coverage command then. Let's see. Oh. Can't type. Coverage? Did it really generate a coverage report that quick? It generated a report that quickly. Index is right here. Open that and go to the edit file, and we have that case covered. So my whole issue was that I wasn't correctly rerunning the coverage report. What kind of Flask app are you testing? I am testing my own Flask app. Arn, I don't know, how do you want me to say your name? Arn4? Arn4? But yeah, but I'm testing a Python app. I just Arnav. Oh, it's an A. Like in place of an A. Okay. I'm so bad at those kinds of names, yet I have one. Carcinogen. So as linked to you there, I'm testing quickpaste.net, which is a Python app I built. It's yet another paste snippet sharing website. I have it open here somewhere. Right here. Whoops, that's localhost, which is not running. So, you know, paste some code, save, that kind of stuff. I have one more. I'm building a URL shortener to understand system design right now. That's cool. URL shorteners are a great first project. I have a lot of tabs open. I'm gonna go ahead and deal with that. Let's keep this open though. So we have one more line that we don't have coverage for, and that is simply the case where the response should be in plain text. And this allows you to make a command line. I have a command line utility. I don't think I have it installed here, do I? Oh, I do. So if I just cat the source of quick paste. Actually, no, let's cat my make file into quick paste because I have a command line script that automatically creates a paste for me. It spits out the link like this, and the way it decides to do that is I check if the request accept header is text/plain, and if it's text/plain, instead of returning a redirect to the paste show page, I simply return the URL to the paste. So that's what I'm going to test. Test should return. Whoa. I've forgotten how to write functions. Plain text. Client. That seems simple enough to test. Absolutely. So let's do a... I'm gonna need monkey patch because I'm gonna have to mock the fact that the paste exists. And response equals client.get. And I am overusing this. Are you a serious dev or a hobbyist like you? I am a serious dev, in that it is my full-time job. But Python and Flask isn't really related to my full-time job. I'm actually a Node.js and React developer. Done React and Node for the past almost 4 years, 3.5, and just Node 2 years before that. I go from Node to Python. I don't know. Maybe because it's more fun. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, it's not my choice to use Node at work. That's just what the projects weren't started by me, right? I just work there. If I could start a project with Flask at my work, I absolutely would. But I don't know. Part of me, maybe it's because I don't want to do the same thing in my free time as at work. Maybe that could be it. So we're gonna do a get, and I'm gonna overuse the ID foobar as I have in this whole test file. I'm using the ID foobar everywhere. I use Python mainly and learned Node.js, TypeScript per month, and the amount of dependencies in Node project rack up. Yeah, you just kind of have to learn to embrace the dependencies. Yeah, definitely though. Dependencies in Node.js are so bad that the potential security vulnerabilities, yep, absolutely, and there have been. A few years ago on Windows, the node modules folder could actually get stuck in an infinite loop due to like symlinks or something, and you couldn't even delete the Node.js folder. They've since fixed that on Windows, but this was back in Node v12 or something. That's why Carson continues to have a job. Okay. So what are we doing again? Headers, headers, headers. How do you pass headers into the... I'm gonna guess it's simply this. What if I had to guess? This would be how you make the request. Set the headers. Let's see. I'm gonna have to mock that though. Def mock function return. Just pick one of these mocked documents. I don't like the ID and the text both being foobar though. And then monkey patch dot set attr on paste. Get paste my mocked function. So now when the paste.getPaste function is called, this mocked function gets called. Node v12 is still kind of the norm. No, it is not. No way, man. 4 years ago, I worked on a project that migrated away. It's the LTS version? No. Here, let's go to Node.js website. The current LTS is 10? No, it's 12. So no, the current still in development, still supported LTS is version 12. Oh, did you mean 12, not .12? There's a difference. My bad, dude. I interpreted that completely wrong. My head saw .12. That's totally my bad. Yeah, totally, absolutely my bad there. Yes. Yeah, that's that long ago, but only 4 or 5 years ago I had to help a project migrate off of it. So what was I saying about O.12? And then you said that. Oh, right. It was node O.12 that caused that Windows issue, not like version 12. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to assert the response dot headers content, not content type. I don't know if it's a capital T or not. I never get that right. Equals, oh my god, text slash plain. That's really the only assertion I want to make here. Let's find out. Make test. Right. My app actually returns. Oh, Flask must automatically add the char set. Yeah, Flask must be doing that on its own. Flask or maybe it's probably Flask. I don't know. Sure. That's acceptable to me. Oh, no, it's still returning HTML. I've done something wrong. So I don't think that was the char set being their problem. That was my eyes not seeing things correctly. Let's go back. Yeah, it's totally text HTML and not text plain. Which tells me it's not going down the correct path. Carson, I want you to know that I wrote a custom React hook today, and I'm basically Dan Abramov now. Who's Dan Abramov? I don't know that name. He's a core team. Okay. I don't know who maintainers of React are. Main React engineer, okay. Yeah. I forgot to mock the upsert. That's my problem. So it is actually, if I check, if I make an assertion on the response dot status code, very prominent on Twitter. I bet you I'm getting a 500 error here because it can't hit MongoDB because I have MongoDB turned off right now because I've forgotten to mock the upsert function. Status code equals, first of all, I want to do, no, there's no follow redirect needed here. Just want it to be 200. Yeah, 200. So it's gonna fail on the 200 check. Let's do the 200 check first. I bet you it fails on the 200. Yeah, 500. Have you done anything with Kubernetes yet? Nope. I have not done anything with Kubernetes, and I've done very little with Docker. My exposure to Docker is spinning up Redis and MongoDB on Windows easier than actually installing it. That's my exposure to Docker. And Kubernetes, 0. What was I doing? Right, I need to mock the upsert def. So this is mock get. Mock upsert func, which is gonna get a dictionary. Also, this is gonna accept an ID. Oh yeah, that's an error. Maybe that was probably part of my problem. That's 100%. This ID is supposed to come from here. 100% part of my problem. So before moving forward, mock get func, I renamed that. I'm working on a sandbox for my team, and I definitely feel like that I have no idea what I'm doing. Dog meme. Alright, this should still 500 because it's going to try and do MongoDB things on the upsert. Yeah. It didn't though. It actually got a 200. I am confused. Very confused. You know what I never did? I never verified that this is how you pass headers. Flask. Very possible. No, nothing of headers on this? Really? a link. There should be a link to further documentation somewhere on this page. Because it comes from Workzug, or however you pronounce that. Workzug? Workzug? Actually, I think it's in the API documentation. Not you. Flask client, which is a test doc client. I feel like you and I have talked about this before, but when I see those docs website, I look doc website that look like it's 1994, I immediately say, fuck this. I think the Flask documentation is very readable. I don't want it to be a fancy React application, and there are documentations out there that are literally an over-engineered Flask app, or React app. How do you, so open. How do you pass headers? Oh. See, the problem is I'm in the API docs. As someone who has a React app documentation website, I am deeply offended. Good. So maybe I have to look at environment builder. Path, base URL. Oh yeah, it's totally headers, a list. A list or headers object. So when it's a list, does that mean it's a list of tuple pairs instead of a dictionary? Or a headers object? So maybe it has to be a tuple pair. So a list of these. Something tells me it's not getting the status code. I mean the accept header. Hmm. It's so weird. We're getting a 200, which I wouldn't expect to. Oh, why would I think I have to mock the upsert? We're not doing a post. Jesus, Carson. But it's still not sirens. It's still not falling to here. I'm afraid I will be taking my leave. Yeah, I think you mean in like 3 minutes, right? It's Wubby night. Go for it. I must not be passing the headers correctly. Google time. Flask test client headers with custom headers. It's totally a dictionary according to this person. Oh, boat. Yeah, it totally takes dictionary. It could be a case sensitive thing, but I don't think it is. Could it be that type is undercase? Let me are you a Rust guy? I'm definitely not a Rust guy. And that goes for both the video game and the programming language. Okay, let's go to my repo. Long ass time ago, I had different tests. Let's go way back in time. I feel like there is a hot take behind behind that statement. You know exactly why I don't like the game. I don't have any reason for not liking the language. I've never looked at it. So I shouldn't say I don't like it. I just don't use it. Okay, how long ago should I go? So right before switching to MongoDB. Browse files. Tests. I swear I had a test. This is testing the response headers, but nowhere do I ever set any request headers. Let's search headers in this repository. Response. That's in the code. Anything in the test folder? No. Well, let's give her a go with a lowercase t. I'm expecting it to still not work. It's a 200. I know you don't do much with GraphQL, but Apollo Server is rewriting their query planning engine in Rust and embedding that with their gateway. Apparently, it's stupidly fast. I understood very little of what you just said. So slash foobar should look up something by ID called foobar. So let's debug in our brains first. We don't have a form ID because that's the wrong. So we're in the get. So we get the lang, edit, those are empty. Because of that, we don't go into here. Nope. Doc is none. See ya. This is the wrong view. Oh. This test doesn't belong in this file. Yes, it does. Host. My brain, I feel so slow tonight. I'm creating a paste, not getting a paste. I do still need to mock the get. Hey, didn't catch it either. Okay. I need to mock the upsert paste. And the funny thing is, at the beginning, I did attempt to make a mock for the upsert. And then I went, wait a minute, we're testing get. And an upsert will return foo. And then sent me down this rabbit hole. So we've mocked the upsert and mocked the get that will happen. We don't need to do the get. We don't need to do the get at all because in this case, we're not redirecting to the show, which would do the get. We're just simply showing the URL. So there's no get. There's only an insert or an upsert. Okay. We mocked the upsert. Doing a post. And I'm going to need data equals. And we're going to pass text equals stuff and things. And I think I have to pass lang. No, extension. My editor sometimes is smarter than me, and it puts things in when I don't think it does. Okay. I'm doing a post. The text, stuff, and things. The extension is empty, which is fine. And the mocked upsert will return foobar. So I think instead of doing this, well, I can still do this, but I can also assert response dot data because the whole body will be just plain text equals localhost. Well, it's going to be binary, isn't it? So it should be like this, I think, unless I've missed something to. We're still failing the content type on the response. I'm going to move this assertion up because I want to see if that fails. And it's going to fail because the content type is HTML. So it's not going to be just that content. Yeah. What is going wrong? It should be the same as this test. It should be the exact same as this test. Response in the view doesn't set a plain text MIME type. Oh, it does. It was off screen though. So it should be identical to this test, except instead of redirecting and having the location as this, it should have returned 200 and have the response body as this, which is what I got going on over here. So what's different? What else is different? And I'll look up, maybe I'll look up the session later, but for now, no, there won't be a session when you're doing when you're doing it from the command line anyway, so I won't bother. Are you posting? Yeah. At some point or another, I had this as accept, but when I rewrote things, I think I made it content type. Good catch. Good catch. Good catch. Did I? Apparently in the actual one there's no port number. Interesting. I didn't know that they omit the port number. That apparently I knew that up here, but not here. Apparently when you're testing they omit the port number. Almost had it. Almost had it. Woo! Make coverage. Coverage report. We have 100% coverage for the file. Success. Okay. I'm gonna do some things and stuff. Why did I? Because these are the same. I'll come back to that someday. I just want to make sure. Cool. Sweet. What to do next? What to do next? I think I need to drink some water because I have not this whole time. I'm gonna check. Just gonna check stream health. It's probably fine. Okay. Let's minimize you. All right, back to testing. Did you add the feature to specify when a paste deletes? No, I haven't done that yet. I know I said I was gonna do that. I sort of didn't end up doing that, and it's taken this long. I don't know how long I've been live. I've been live for 1 hour and 40 minutes. And it took that long to cover 2 ifs. And a lot of that was me figuring out which commands to run. So at least I made a make file so that I don't have to remember that. Don't quit your day job. No plans. No plans, that's for sure. I also just noticed that YouTube stopped playing. I definitely had ambient music playing, and YouTube has popped up saying, video paused, continue watching. Yes, continue watching. I had royalty-free ambient music in the background. What the heck? I don't know how long that's been gone. Probably a while. Okay. Let's just move on to testing another view. Maybe I'll do a feature next time. I don't really feel like doing it right now. So we've fully tested the paste edit file. You know what I could do? Let's go to the report. Back. So here's all the files. And we now have 100% here. Are there any files that are super close? Apparently the create app. What am I missing in create app? Oh, interesting. There are lines not worth covering. And this is one of them. This one, I don't know how would you even assert make any assertions on wrapping your app in the proxy fix. Like, at some point, you're just writing tests to hit lines of code, but if you're not making any assertions that are worthwhile, then it's not worth it. So I don't know if it's worth covering this line. This line I don't care either. It's only for when you're running in debug mode. Wondering what actually happens here. Actually, I know what's gonna happen. Because I'm never actually... My tests never actually put Mongo in the context. Or in G, so it's never getting in here. When I get to the point on testing my repository, this line will get covered, and I'll have to mock mongo.close. So we'll definitely get there, but today is not that day. So that file is really close. I could test my CLI. That would require me mocking Mongo a bit. I've tested CLIs before, but I've never tested with Mongo in the mix. But I kind of would rather go for low-hanging fruit and test one of my other routes. Like, so we just finished edit. Let's do show, because that kind of goes hand in... Oh wow, we have very little show. You know why that is? Because a lot of our tests... What happened? Where are my tests? Down here. A lot of my tests follow redirects. And they make assertions based on the content. So we've just happened to hit those lines already. Which is kind of an indicator that this file is testing too much. So maybe I should not follow redirects and let those assertions be done when I test that route. So somewhere, wherever I follow redirects, so on this post, yeah, this is a tough one. But I could fix this to not redirect. When you do a query param edit equals and you don't have permission to edit that paste, it's going to redirect to the show of that paste. So rather than follow redirects and do an assertion of the content, you could do 302 and assert response. Ah! Forgot how to type there. Headers location equals HTTP localhost / ubar, because it will redirect to the show of paste when you try to edit it. Edit it. That's one of those English things I hate. When I try to edit it. Edit it. Now let's make... Oh geez, don't make coverage. Let's make sure I didn't break the test. I am fairly confident it should pass. Cool. and I might leave this one though. Because tough one. This is the one where we had to mock the return value, 2 return values. Because we're testing that the updated text is in the content afterward. It's a tough one. I think it's fine that we have this here. It's like, what am I gonna assert? Oh, I still have a print here. Oops. What am I gonna assert besides 200 if I don't follow the redirect? There's nothing wrong. There's really nothing wrong with this being here, but other than a line being covered before actually testing that file. Totally fine. I'll have multiple lines. Nothing wrong with having multiple tests that hit the same line over and over again. In fact, I think, do they tell you how many times you hit a line? Some coverage reports tell you how many times you hit a line. This one doesn't seem to do that. That's fine. Okay, any other follows? That's the last one. I'm gonna leave that one. And move on to the paste show. So in terms of very, very simple view, and most of the lines were already hit, but that's fine. We'll just pretend they're not hit, and we'll test for success 404. We'll test for... Those are really the only 2 things that you can test for on the show, I guess. No, that would take me down the rabbit hole of parsing the response body to make assertions. To explain what I just did there in my head, quick paste on the show page. Let's go to the about page for an example, which uses the show page. You can highlight, and it uses the hash, that's not sent server side, but you can also command click multiple lines, which is added to a space separated query string, which looks quite silly, and someday I might change that. But it's similar to GitHub letting you highlight a range of lines, except mine lets you highlight any random line. And you refresh, and they're still highlighted because the backend reads the query params and re-highlights the lines you highlighted. Is it worth unit testing that? Not sure. Because then you gotta somehow make assertions that they're yeah, can you even make an assertion on a pseudo element like the after? Because that's how I implement highlighting, is the pseudo element after on the line number is width 100% or 100% of the vertical width, I think is how I did it, and is semi-transparent. Yeah, it's over here. Yeah, semi-transparent. And yeah, I don't even know if you could do that, so I'm not even gonna go down that rabbit hole. I'm just gonna create a test for success and 404. Create a new test file. Test paste show.py. Not .y. Apparently .y is something that exists because VS Code just suggested me download an extension for it. But no thank you. I will need to import repositories. That's probably it. Test. Def test should return. Because I make terrible function names for my tests. My fingers are all over the place on this keyboard, apparently. Let's create a mock. Do you need to test that though, or do you just need to make sure that it does whatever it triggers the after to be applied? I was just sort of thinking out loud, to be honest. If anything, you would test that with like UI tests using Selenium or WebDriver IO, which is something not related to these backend tests. These are backend tests. And I don't even know how you would test that because pseudo elements aren't something that show up in the DOM. So, yeah, anyways. Mock. So this is the get. Holy crap. Holy crap, how many times am I gonna hit that underscore? I'll just copy this one because I'm lazy AF. Response equals client dot get foobar. My hands are all over this keyboard. It is upset because I didn't inject monkey patch. It is upset because I didn't import date time. From date time, import date time. Because no one wants to type date time 1,000 times. Assert response dot status code was 200. Assert response bruh in response dot data test. Success. And now we'll do a 404. The way we'll do that is by returning none. And is it worth testing the body? There is a body message. I guess we'll do it for good measure. Handlers. I don't actually feel like I want to. We'll do it. Coverage. Ooh. We do. Well, back to that whole highlighted thing. There are some cases here, though. I just don't know what assertion I can make on the response. This one's easy. It's not exposed. It's not exposed publicly. There's no way to define highlighted in. That's a good point. But is it useful to assert that highlighted appeared somewhere? Is it useful to assert that highlighted appears somewhere in the test, or that the lines that are in this list are highlighted? And that's where it gets more complicated. I don't know whether it's useful to assert that it's somewhere in the file, and I don't think but it's also complicated to test exactly where it says it. But you know what? It's a starting point. It's a starting point. Test should contain highlighted glass. I'm back at it with my horrible test names. Well, we'll do this one. Except we don't need, I'm not going to do this assertion again. I'm going to do H equals 1. Oops, 1. And just assert highlighted. There we go. And response dot data. So that is at least a starting point, I guess. And maybe someday, which, let's be honest, means never, I will think about making this test more meaningful by somehow finding a way to detect if the correct links, if the correct anchors are highlighted. By the way, I haven't done this the whole stream because the cat hasn't been here, but it's time for cat cam. Cat cam! Say hello, Miley. She looks thoroughly unimpressed right now, if I'm being completely honest. Hey. Hi. Taking my headphones off for a moment. Well, if you're still in frame, yep, you're still in frame. Hope you're happy. I can't tell. No, she wants to play. I don't know if you could hear me there because my mic might be not sensitive enough to reach over there. But she wants to play now. She tried to do the playful swat. But now she's laying extra cute. Holy shit. I headcanon you named her after Miley Cyrus. I didn't name her after Miley Cyrus. My girlfriend named her after Miley Cyrus. That happened before I was in the picture. I will let her know. Oh man, she's living the life right now. All right. That might have been enough cat cam for now. Yeah, my girlfriend explained to me that she went through a Miley Cyrus phase. And that's where the name comes from. So did Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus went through a Miley Cyrus craze. Phase? There we go. Alright, we did in fact hit this line. Whether the assertion we made is really helpful is debatable, but it's something. It's a starting point. So deleted at. So this is whether to show the days left, which I calculate. Right, I do a calculation on the delete at value. I just realized before I was saying deleted at, it's delete at, meaning a future. So delete at minus the docs created at dot days. But anyways, if the delete at is none, meaning it's one of my permanent pastes, and I have very few permanent pastes. The only two permanent pastes are the about page and the CLI script, which is not supposed to be .markdown. That's just because I did manual URL manipulation. But /CLI.py. These are permanent pastes. An example of one at least, and they're not creatable by any end users at this point in time. But I should add coverage for the case at least. And what I can do is I can assert that some text isn't present. In fact, before I do that, let's assert. Not exactly sure how I do it. Will be deleted in. And in this test, I will do not in. I need to make the new test. Dev test should not show deleted in message. Client response.data, not response.body. Did I write response.body somewhere? Oh, yes, I did. Thank you for that. Good catch. I'm very good at doing that mistake. Do I need monkey patch for this? Yes. Yes, I do. Because I need to add a none value for this. Right. Monkey patch. And I will simply copy most of this. We're getting rid of you. Getting rid of you. Delete at will be none. And we will make the same assertion. But it will be not in. The fact that I'm doing both commands with an ampersand. Oh shit. Didn't work. So that implies it is there, right? Oh, no, the previous one failed. That's odd. This one failed. Why would that be? Oh, you know why? I know exactly why. It's going to be a 0 because both the created at and delete at are the same value. So it's going to round to 0. And my templates condition, templates, where do I show it? If days left greater than 1, that's how I do it. And it's going to go to 0 in this case. And then I say will be deleted today. I forgot I did that. Oh, cat's on the run. Guess we can't have cat cam again. So I simply need to add a day to the delete at. How do I do that again? I think it's plus date time dot time delta, or is it? Oh, I didn't spell date time dot time, not delta. Where is it? Delta. How do you do time deltas again? Python time delta. Where is that imported from time? No, it's imported from date time. Oh. This is where you don't. This is an example of why you don't do from date time import date time. Well, no, I can just do time delta. Problem solved. Problem solved. Plus time delta days equal 1. Let's do that. So hopefully the days left will be 1. So it. Oh wait, no, I want to add 2 days, don't I? Let me look at the template again. Template. Greater than 1. I want to add 2 days. Yes. And this one passed as well. And that means coverage. Yes. We have 100% coverage for the paste show view. Now the other views are going to be even. I think every other view is this basic. I don't think I have any views as complicated as the create one or the edit one. Coverage is almost as good as cat cam, almost. Unfortunately, she walked away, so there won't be another cat cam unless she happens to come back. So that's it for paste show. The next view we could test. We could do delete. Yeah, there's a couple assertions to make for delete. Oh, we hit nothing in this file, actually. It's only right. We hit all these lines from simply importing the file. I forgot that's an example of why code coverage can sometimes mean little. So we can create a couple tests for this. 2 tests. So I've just realized I don't cover the case of a 400 here, or I should say I don't cover the case of the paste not existing here. So even before writing the test, I found a bug. The chances of a ID existing in the session that no longer exists in the database is pretty low, but possible. Two tests could be more than. So we have success fail for whether it's in the session, and then maybe a third one for if the paste doesn't exist at all. But that one's going to require a code change to the view. But I'm actually going to write the test first. I'm going to do some test-driven development and write the test first, so that it fails first, and then I'll write the code that fixes it, and then the test should pass. But first, let's do the pass-fail on it being in the session. Test paste delete.py should what exactly happens? So we do a redirect in either case, but this message will show conditionally. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do the success case first. Oh, there's a message shown in both. Okay. We got a badass up in here. Hopefully you appreciated that imitation of the meme. So test should redirect success message as I continue to name things poorly. Monkey patch. So response equals client dot. Did I make this a post? I made this a post. And is delete in the delete is a route parameter. Okay. Sorry, the ID is a route parameter, I meant. Or what do they call them? They're not called route parameters in Flask, technically, according to the docs. They're called... What do they call them? It's gonna bother me. Have to look it up now. It's in the quick start. They call them... It's in routing. Variable rules. We will follow redirects. And we'll need to mock that a paste with foobar in its name exists. And I'm just going to copy that because I am lazy. I did not copy that correctly, apparently. There we go. Doo-doo-doo. Import date time. Response isn't used yet. Import paste. Did I remember to do that in the show? I did. I guess the test would have failed if I hadn't. Assert. Not show. We're testing delete. Paste has been deleted with a period. The period is important. In response dot data, not dot body. I wonder why it's dot data instead of dot body. We'll do the status code just for good measure. And let's write the other test. Try to redirect. Error message. And oh, this won't work. I gotta put it in the session still, don't I? Almost forgot about that part. Keep doing the content and the ID being the same, and I don't want that just in case, just to reduce confusion. So have an example of locking this session in here somewhere. Right here. We put the ID foobar in the session. We have to mock. Let's double click that so it doesn't close. We also need to mock this function. LOL, I'm mocking the wrong function. We don't do a get. We do not do a get here. Yeah, right, because I already mentioned before at the start of all this that I've not got a not found case in here. So we don't do a get, but we will do a get when I fix that. So I will actually leave this mock in both, because I'm gonna add it. But we still need to mock, so that's get. And we'll do a delete. And I don't think the delete returns anything. It returns what delete 1 returns. What does PyMongo delete 1 return? Collection level operations, delete 1. Delete a single document matching the filter. Returns an instance of a delete result. What is a delete result? It has information like delete count on it. Okay. I'm not using the value anywhere as far as I know. Yeah, I'm not actually using the value, so I actually don't need to care about the value at this moment in time. So I will return none for now. Monkey patch dot set paste delete paste mock delete func. I renamed that. Now the fail case, I'm not gonna mock the delete. Because I'm gonna check if the paste exists before getting there. But I'm gonna leave it this way for now. The test will fail, but that's okay because we'll fix. We'll fix later. Why are you complaining? Too many lines in front, right? Okay, so we've mocked get paste, and currently that's unnecessary, but it will be necessary. We've mocked delete paste, absolutely necessary. We mocked that the ID is in the session. We do the post, we follow redirects, we expect that the status code should be 200 and paste has been deleted message to be shown. In the fail, where I'm not putting the ID in the session, whoops, I want to redirect, still redirect, and it's gonna be a 200. Unfortunately, it's gonna be a 200. Because it's just a redirect, and I can't control what the redirected page's status code will be. Unless I conditionally look for this error message in the view function. I could do that. I'm not going to do it at this time though. So it's still going to be 200, but the message is going to be different. And this is going to say foobar. And currently this one should pass. But this one should fail? No. These should both pass, right? No, this one will fail because I'm not mocking this. Or, sorry. Hold up. What am I talking about in my brain right now? It should just fall to here, so it should pass, but it will fail when I modify this page. Will it fail? Let's stop making assumptions and run the damn code. Did I save? I saved. All right, they both failed. 500. Both of them. Both of them are 500. Should redirect a success message. Why? delete mock accepts a parameter, returns nothing, which is fine. Oh. No. Yeah, it's getting a 500. Might be time to look at the body. Good old print. I don't think it printed. What was I doing in the past that didn't suppress printing? Because I was doing something. I think my test command was different. Yeah, it's not printing. Comment this and focus on the top one. Oh no, focus on the top one. And test. I want to change my makefile to I'm gonna have another command. Test coverage. This one will generate the coverage with this command. And just test will be, whoops, will be just PyTest. Just to get rid of some of the verbosity. Holy shit. I live in a KW region, and they just a year ago they opened a light rail transit system, and I live right next to one of the main streets. And one of the trains just went ham on their horn, and they only do that if someone's on the rail in their way. Whether that be a person, cyclist, car. They don't do that often. Anyways. One failed. Oh, I actually got the trace back this time. Sweet. Unknown endpoint / foobar. Sorry, unknown error at endpoint. Method not allowed. Really? Delete is a post. And in my app, the form is a post, right? Templates, templates, templates. Where are my templates? Show. And I've made the delete button. Not that one. I've made the delete button a little tiny form hidden to look like a link. And it is definitely method equals post, and it definitely works in real life. Method not allowed. Or /foobar. Oh! I got the route wrong. It's not. This is the route for viewing pastes. And there's no delete method on form submits. So it's actually that. And let me just confirm that to be absolutely sure. Create app. Yep, it's ID/delete. I'll need to print that. Unless, yeah, wasn't doing anything anyways. Oop. There we go. What does this one do? Fails. That's weird. I didn't get a stack trace this time. What made this stack trace show last time? You know what? I think it's because my error handler's catching this one, and I guess my error handler didn't catch this one. It wouldn't. I don't have a custom 405 error handler. That makes sense. So my error handler is swallowing this, and I wonder, very curious, if it's adding to the log file. My method not allowed made it into the log file, which I'm surprised about, because not only my error handler did that. That might have been an old log for all I know, to be honest. Is there a date on that? Let me look. September 4th? Yeah, that's today. Okay. Oh, it's doing the same. No, it's definitely the same issue. For some reason it's not getting caught. That must have been the print statement I deleted before, is what I was seeing. But I'm not in debug mode, so why would I have seen the stack trace? Well, we're one step further. We do, in fact, have a 200. But this string isn't being found in the body. Gonna try and print again. Okay. Yeah, coverage definitely suppresses printing. So I think making these separate commands was the right move. So what's going on here? This is taking us to the view page, as it should, which is going to do so it's redirecting. Oh, but I have this mock function for get paste, so that's fine. Going to redirect to the show page of the paste with the ID foobar, but it should still have this message pop up. Now I'm questioning myself whether I have bothered manually testing this case. Maybe it's broken. Let me do a little search. Yeah, it's not in the page. Oh, wait. Go back. Oh, it's the apostrophe thing again. It's the escaped quote. This is the second time that has got me. This guy right here. Sorry if I just blew in the mic. Okay. We good. Now, I'm gonna add a new test that won't work. Should return 404 client monkey patch. We're gonna test pretty much all of this. We're gonna return none. And it's gonna be not found. Is there a period in the message? Do not remember. Handlers, there is no period. But I do have this. There doesn't seem to be anything here. Not found is good enough. This test will fail. I don't even know what'll happen. Yeah. Excuse me. Wait, did it pass the 404? How? Is this... over here? Okay. So I'm not mocking this guy. Oh, yes, I am. It's returning none. So... oh, right. It's failing for all the reasons I thought it would. But the 404, I'm doing the 404 check first, and it's not failing the 404. Like, which means it is getting a 404. Oh, because I think we're falling down to here. Yeah, we're falling down to here, which redirects to the paste.show. Which will do a get paste, which I've mocked to return none. And in the paste show, it'll do a 404 if the paste is done. Okay. Everything is working as intended. Now we just need to fix it, which means changing the actual code. I'm gonna do the session check first so that we can avoid doing a database lookup if it's not in the session. And we probably don't even need to do a paste get. I bet we can use the paste result or the delete result, which I wasn't using before, which means I might want to mock the result. Yeah, so we're gonna change this to mock the delete in a minute. So let me look at, did I keep that page open? Yeah. So a delete result is an object with a deleted count on it. And I could make an assertion. Sorry, not an assertion. My code could check the deleted count. If it's greater than 1, sorry, if it's greater than 0, you know what, no, I'll do an exact math. I'll do an exact check. If it's not equal to 1, then we'll 404. If result, is it an object? And is this a property? I think it's a property. I'll test this in the real app. I'm gonna have to. Whoops, if deleted count not equal 1. I can use my abort if helper. From app.helpers import abort if. Abort if result dot deleted count not equals 1. That keeps things rather clean. That keeps things really clean, actually. Oh, I need to do comma 404 to tell it to abort with a 404 message or 404 status code. So now my test should fail. No. Because I did mock the get here. And I mocked the get here. What's that funky? Oh, I'm using a I'm using a special font that has ligatures. So it's just a not equal. Whoops, not equal. And ligatures make it visually look like one character, but it's 2 characters still. If I delete 1, it goes away. Same thing for double equals and triple equals. You know, arrows. I changed up the font this time, basically. It's fancy. So what needs to change in my tests? So I've mocked that that the get returns a record here. I've mocked that the get returns a record here. I need to mock the get returns none. I've already mocked that. I think, if I'm lucky, it should all pass now. I wrote the test first and then wrote the code. Test-driven development. Oof. So two failed. Not just 1. So redirect success message failed now. And that is because my mock delete function doesn't delete a result with a deleted count property on it. I kind of want to just make a data class instead of making a mocked object, or should I? I'll just no. I'll use unit test.mock for this, unless monkey patch wouldn't have a thing for this because that's not a monkey patching problem. I'll use unit test. I used unit test in the edit file. That's the actual code, not the test. I used unit test here. Return mock. Need to look up what unit test mock can do though. Unit test dot mock. A mock. Where's just mock? Not lots of things. Too many things. Mock. How did I use it here? I did a case sensitive search. So dot side effect. So it must have many properties I can set. So I'm gonna do mock val. My JavaScript came out there, eh? Mock val instead of like that. Equals mock. And then mock val dot something is gonna have to equal so here's side effect. Oh, you can do it like this, equals mock and pass it in as a key. Interesting. That's for mocking as a function though. I want to mock a class that has a property. Mock value with properties is what I want. Do you think I can? I think I can literally just do this. So in this case, it should be 1. Just curious. I really doubt you can just add arbitrary properties onto it, but it's a mock, so maybe you can. No, you can't. It's not showing me the error. Or yes, it is. No attribute deleted count. It's also a none type object. What? Huh? Oh no, that's the, never mind. That's my code. I mean, that's the view code. That's not the test code. Okay. I never returned it. That's why I got none type. That you can absolutely do that, apparently. Sweet. And then in this one, I need to do the same thing, but the mock value won't be 1, it'll be 0. Uh-oh. We got a 500. Why is that? So for one thing, I forgot to add it to the session. So we actually shouldn't even get in here. We're gonna end up out here, but why are we 500ing? 500. We're 500ing. Okay. We're 500ing because it's not in the session. So it's redirecting to the show page. But I haven't mocked the get paste. So the show page is trying to hit a real MongoDB database that isn't running. That's totally okay. All I gotta do is mock the session. And this isn't a very obscure case. That would be very... Oh god, I accidentally ran the file. This is a very obscure very obscure case where you have a paste ID in your session still for some reason, and it's been deleted. That's what this case is. So I did not get the test right first try, unfortunately, with test-driven development. Uh-oh. It's hanging here. Which means still try to hit a real database. The delete paste is what I'm mocking, right? Down here? No. I mocked the wrong... Oh, wrong file. How'd you get open? I am mocking the get... I'm mocking the wrong function. Did I mock the wrong function up here? Oh, I mocked both. I just copied the wrong stuff, I guess. Copy pasta. Copy pasta. Nobody likes a copy pasta. No! So we did get a 404. That's so weird. We got a 404 status code because it didn't fail this check. It's... all these little things. All these little things. I don't know why I copied that. There was no reason for me to copy that. We did it. We did it. Did you miss anything? You missed me being stuck on this last assertion because I had a lowercase f here. It was a really good time. You missed out on a really good time. But I think we have all the tests we need for this file now. Oh, duh. Make test coverage holy and make coverage. Hello? What did I call it? Is the dash not valid? Did I save that? Yeah. No rule matching test dash Coverage. What did I type wrong? Is this a make thing? I have a feeling you can't have dashes. If I do this. No, it's not. What's going on here? Put it on a separate line. Wow. Good eye. That's absolutely a thing you have to do in makefiles. Absolutely. Ta-da! If we go back, we can see our overall coverage has gone up to 72 for the whole app. I have been live for a minute over 3 hours now, and I think that's all I really feel like accomplishing tonight. Oh, lots of little things. Maybe the more I do this, the less I will fall into the little tiny things I get caught up on. Or maybe I will forever get caught up on little tiny things. Who knows? Realized YouTube stopped again. I really don't like that it does that. I'll probably find a way to bypass that in the future. But anyways, I am tired. Next time around, I think next time around, I'm gonna add a new feature. I'm gonna add the ability to select when a paste will delete rather than it being always 7 days from creation. But it won't be allowed to be further than 7 days from creation. That'll be the max length or lifetime still. So that'll be next time. And when should I stream next? I don't know. I don't have a schedule. I'll post about it in the Palettes Discord. I'm gonna leave it at that. Thanks anyone who's lurking. Thanks Kara for sticking around. I am out.